Hello, world. Karmicdez here, and tonight we're going to be covering principalities. We already covered power, we covered opinions and ideas, and now we're going to start to get into the real nitty gritty. Now, we'll be right back and get everything loaded up for you. Hope you stick with me for this episode.
Uh, everybody, yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but they're healing sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Karmicdez and the crew. Everybody, yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but they're healing sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Karmicdez and the crew. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing's sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez in the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez in the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Karmicdez and the crew.
What what is up, world? What is up? So yes, tonight we'll be talking about principalities, and I'm still trying to get the other cam set up. Here we go. Let me check my setting real quick. Boom. So yeah, so we've been going along this path here. If you've been keeping up the past few weeks. Matter of fact, before we get into that, how's y'all week been? My week started out slow, thanks to the snow and the ice. The ice, baby. Let me get that. There we go. Let me get this other, so I can monitor the chat. I'm gonna decide to go ahead and pull out my other tablet so I can monitor the chat, make it more easy for me. Try to get somebody up in here with me. So yeah, again, how's y'all's week been? Let me check the chat. And I gotta move. I gotta get the link. Let me get the link out to the pages real quick. So I did drop another single today. Yesterday it started to actually hit the other servers today. It's called Real Love Exists. Check that out. It's on. We're on Spotify, YouTube right now, and going to be making its way to all the streaming services. So check that out. Also check out. I've got My Limitation, a session with myself, and Talk, the dope version. And most of these tracks are introspective type hip hop, but for those that get it, you'll get it. Let me get this link. All right, I already got the group pulled up here. No, I don't. Thought I did. Boom. So before I get into like the principalities, I want to like start to break that down, like the foundations of principalities, right? So people kind of operate their principality based on the philosophy that they've developed and how they live their life, right? Okay, got it there. And homepage. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. It's almost there. I want to paste the link. What the heck? I copy the link again? What's going on? I do not like this update. I don't know if it's my stuff or what, but I've been having a cap. Are y'all having to recopy links whenever you send this stuff through? I'm not liking that. It's slowing my process down. Let me get here, get the chat. And I like this. All right, I have to make sure my vocals is good. I guess I'll put you right here. Slide you over some. Oh, there we go. Got my letter at, got my notes. All right. So yeah, I like this note right here I have. It says, philosophy is the invisible operating system of your life, right? So basically, like I can tell what your philosophy is, what your philosophy is by what you do as opposed to what you say. A lot of people say a lot of things, but it's more what you do. And a lot of people don't do a lot of things, right? So in my notes, it's like what you believe is right. What do you think freedom means? Because again, everybody, perspective. Everybody has different life experiences. Everybody understands things differently, right? So your freedom might not be my freedom. Right? So what I try to do, I try to get to objective, universal definitions of these things, because we all know the feeling of freedom, but what it looks like to us could be different, right? And then here it says, what you think authority deserves. So I know in America right now with the climate the way it is, we don't think the authority deserves a lot because we don't feel they've done a lot to earn uh, any type of deservedness, right? And I can understand that. Um, but I can also see the other side, right? Now, I'm not saying one side is better than the other or one side is right, one side is wrong. What I am saying is I see both sides. Just like with the camera views. Get to see both sides, right? Mic's up. Good bet. All right. Making sure we're good there. So again, we went over power, and that's typically how one's paradigm is enforced. Let me check the chat. Through power. Again, power is the ability or your ability to influence. And in this case, we get to be talking about people and societies and cultures, right? So let's say I were to gain governmental power. Now, my philosophies become how I rule my principality. Or, in other words, how I plan to shape life. That's what the principality is. So when they say we don't fight against flesh and blood, we fight against powers and principalities. And if you've been keeping track these past few weeks, that's what I've been getting at. I don't think I might have said it earlier, but I want to reiterate that. We don't fight against flesh. We don't fight against flesh and blood. We're fighting literally against powers and principalities, people's philosophies, and their ability to influence others with their philosophies or through their philosophies. That's what we're dealing with here. And you see that played out in the streets of America right now between ICE and the ICE protesters. It's a clash of philosophies, clash of principalities, clash of how I live my life versus how you live your life, right? Without anybody really ever stopping to see the other side's perspective on why they live their life that way. We may assume, but do we really know? And a lot of times, yeah, I'll get to that later, but do we really know? And we all know what assumption gets us. So, speaking of assumptions, I know a lot of y'all know about the Don Lemon being arrested. Now, I'm not saying that, let me word this properly. Should it be arrested? Probably. Um, and the reason I say that is because we can look at the freedom of speech, which is also freedom of press, right? Which is also freedom of religion or freedom to practice your religion. Both of those are also granted right not to be disturbed in such a way that disrupts one, freedom of press, and two, freedom of expression of religion. So, and what's really going on is I can say or express myself however I'd like, as long as I'm not infringing on someone else's expression of what they like. And we do find ourselves doing that a lot in society. Well, in American society, I'm not. That's where I've lived. And again, there are levels to really everything. There's levels to this. Me personally, would I have done it? No, no. I'm not going into anybody's church and interrupting what they got going on to protest really anything. To be quite honest with you, um, there's a whole outside world for that. But that freedom of speech, right? Where does that come from? That's a power granted to you by the Principality of the United States of America, right? Through the grace and benefaction of God, as written in the Bill of Rights, what they call an alienable right, right? And one of my notes here, and I love telling people this. I really do believe America is the land of the free. And I say this because when I get to looking at laws, there's not a lot that you can't do. I'm not seeing laws that saying you can't do something. What I am saying is, if you do this, this will happen, or this should happen. So, in a way, it is kind of biblical, or poetic, even, that it's written in such a way that your own devices could be your downfall, right? So at that point, what program are we running under? What principality are we running under? If we're in a system where we can do whatever we want to, but also face the consequences of being able to do whatever we want to. I don't know. It kind of hits me as like, I don't know. I've been sitting with that for a few weeks now and processing it. So let me see. This is a nice little paradox in my notes here. Philosophy says speech should be free, but power says freedom still has boundaries. And when you really think about freedom, you kind of understand that. To be completely free actually invites problems. There's got to be some type of structure that you adhere yourself to. Now, again, focus of this episode, what structure are you adhering to? Which principality? Which power is being used to influence the principality that you run your life under? So when they say the unexamined life, well, there it said that the unexamined life is uninteresting or something that to that effect. Let me just pull up the actual quote. Where's my Google machine? The unexamined man. Let's see. I'm bringing this up because I believe I have an expansion on this. Yeah, the unexamined life is not a life worth living, right? And it kind of makes sense because if you don't examine your life, that means you're not taking time to, think about the moves you're making. Therefore, you're not influencing your own life if you're not thinking about the moves you're making. And if you're not influencing your own life by thinking about the moves you're making, who's influencing your life, right? And I've been kind of I'm the guy that asks why. I ask myself, why did I do that move? Why was this so important to me? Why did that matter to me when 10 years ago when I was younger, right? So it's not only that the unexamined life is not worth living, it's also that you're not living until you actually start examining your life. That's the unsaid implication of that idiom. And at that point, you don't feel oppressed, right? There's a philosophy called stoicism, in which it's almost like you just go with the flow, control what you can control, because you can't control who doesn't like you, right? That's not your principality. This is your principality. No matter whatever, no matter what principality you're in, you're under, what power moves against you, you got this as your principality. You just got to figure out what your power is. And we talked about that in the superpower episode. Hopefully, use your power for good. It's kind of how karma has a way of working things out. So that's like when it comes to politics, I look at philosophies and I look at people's actions. I listen to or I pay attention to the words that are strung together because words have meaning. And if you're a good politician, I'd like to see, how you operate your principality. That's what I think. That's kind of the same thing. I do the same thing for anybody in a position of authority: teachers, principals, police chiefs, all of them. Basketball coaches. How is your principality run? Because you're running your organization off of principles, your philosophies, your lived experience. Hopefully, you have a productive lived experience. Uh, I understand there are some lived experiences that aren't as productive, and there are always going to be a trace of it because we're human, we're not perfect, and that's what the phrase "just be people" really is. Because realizing we're all not perfect. Oh man, it is cold in Texas still. At least it's not ice cold. It was ice cold a few days ago. They said I had to miss work. Could have did an episode then, but hey, give y'all a week. And I hope y'all liking these weeks, a week apart. Give you time to digest the episode. Uh, Hopefully you're using some of these perspectives in your life. And that's what I do anyway. I like to put on different lenses. It's almost like acting, except for I'm not performing the role. I'm just seeing through the lens of why this person might think that way. And that's not even to get a grade. I'm an understanding type of guy. I can get the understanding. Let me check my notes here, make sure I'm good on everything. Look, yep. Ugh. I did want to touch on this right here, because it brought up stories, right? But I guess it does kind of make sense. It does kind of tie in. So, with you being under somebody else's principality or operating your life under another's principality, you have really two options. You can create your own story within that principality, or you can live out the story that's been given to you within that principality. I think that's the real oppression, to have to live out somebody's story that they have set out for you. I'd rather go out and make my own story, right? Because again, my principality is up here, and your principality is too. The body is the vessel for the superpower, the superpower of. So at the end of the day, go out there and make your story. If you want to have a great story, make it a great story. I mean, some people are fine, just you know, working the uh, what's the word I'm looking for? The blueprints, the roadmap. Some people like to go off course. I've always been a let's go adventure type guy. So let me rephrase. Let me phrase this. So if that's in you, if that's your inclination to go off road, go write your story. But remember, freedom comes with a cost. There's that balance. Life gets you every single time. Ultimate freedom, then got problems. You gotta have some type of structure, some principality that you operate under. Which principalities are going to be? Again, it's going to come back to that question. How are they using that principle, or what power are they using to push that principality, right? You can see it, and you can see their ideas and their opinions and how they move and how they operate. And then again, the unexamined life is not a life worth living. So all this we're applying to everyone else. We also got to look in the mirror and apply it to ourselves. And with that being said, I'm going to go get something to eat before my hunger starts oppressing me. Appreciate y'all for joining. It's little tidbits at a time. We're going to get back to it next week. We're going to be talking about philosophy and religion. Hey, that's going to be a good one. I'm going to have my notes more organized. I pulled up the wrong notes, but appreciate y'all again. It's Karmicdez. Dominate your day, dominate your night, and remember, just be big. Appreciate you. Now.
I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we sparking the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no masks, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page.
Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground, that ground, that ground.
Stories bleed, but the healing sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts with the world on tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Killeen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem.
Wanna talk about it? Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Karmicdez and the crew, we hold that ground. That ground, that ground.
Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. Yeah, just wanna talk about it. With Karmicdez and the crew.